Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Brandon, and you are watching the M.O.N.Comics Big Five Live, a monthly show where I scour the YouTubes and find comic book content creators and invite them on the show, and I ask them to bring 5 books. They could be recent pickups, they could be favorites from their collection, or they could be a combo of both. They're just there to stoke that comic conversation and have a fun hangout. And tonight, I am thrilled to have an awesome panel of guests that I had the distinct pleasure of meeting a month ago. We were just talking about it backstage. It's been a month since Terrificon. I went with a group of friends out there, that we had all coordinated with, about 10 of us. But I was lucky enough to meet these, among more, but these guys and gals I met out there, and it was just a phenomenal time to meet them. I'm going to bring them out to the stage one by one and talk a little bit about them because they're all wonderful people. Cliff, you just happen to be first on my my tab here, so I just want to make Cliff big. Cliff, I've known for a while now. He's actually OG YouTuber. He's a member of the Council of Comics, and they're actually finalists in the CBC Awards this year for the 1 through 999 sub tier for Best Ongoing Series as well as Best Collaborative Project. He is also just a hilarious guy. If anyone can go check out some of him and Freaky Louie's videos, if you were a fan of old school and living color, I sat at my computer and about spit out drinks about 5 times because they just crushed it. And he's just passionate about comics, and it just shines through and through. Cliff, how you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Oh my God, it's a distinct pleasure. When I met Cliff at Terrificon, I was live streaming with my daughters. Well, I wasn't live streaming. I was FaceTiming with my kids, showing them the Thanos statue.
I thought you were live streaming.
Cliff thought I was live streaming. I was actually showing them, no, it was Bumblebee. Someone was cosplaying Bumblebee. I was showing my daughters, and they were loving it. And Cliff comes up and gives me this huge bear hug. And he goes, "Oh my God, you're live streaming with children. What's going on?" And I'm like, "No, they're my kids. I'm FaceTiming them." And scared the shit out of me. And I remember, like it was yesterday, he was wearing his Silver Surfer #4 shirt, and I just was like, "Oh, Cliff!" It was so nice to finally meet him. So, Cliff, thank you for coming on the show tonight. Honored to host you. Honored to host such an OG.
It's all my pleasure.
Nah, I love you. All right, next person coming up, Justin.
Yo.
Justin. Yes, I need one of those buttons. Justin,
gotta be the hype button, you know.
Justin definitely knows good comics. Awesome pickup videos. He loves his new comic book day. He puts out awesome new comic book day content. Something I appreciate because I don't get to go to, so it makes me jealous. Probably best known for his Omni X-Men show, which he co-hosts with John from Comics with Kids. And it looks like they're going to be touching on some New Mutants these days from their content they've been putting out. Justin, how the hell are you, dude?
Brandon, I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me on. I'm looking forward to hanging out. I love the crew that you have here tonight. And like you said, it's been a month since we had hung out. I'm glad that we had that opportunity to do so. And yeah, man, just pumped for tonight.
One of my best memories of hanging out with Justin was like Saturday night wrap up, 3 Men in a Basement. And they asked us to show stuff, and Colossus Collector was showing his Jim Lee print that got smudged, and we were off camera yelling at him, "What a rookie move! You just smudged your..." So he show him the smudge. Show him the smudge. He made it a point to put it in his wrap-up video with like a play-by-play where Claremont actually put a book over it and did the smudging.
You never blame the writer. You never.
No, you don't. Mr. Chris Claremont.
Also, I need to review that because one of my buddies, he was upset that Jim Lee smudged one of his books. And I said, because you gave him a book that he didn't work on. You had him sign the annual with Gambit. He never worked on that. You got what you deserve.
There you go. Bingo.
It's something similar.
Bingo. Yeah, we had a great time hanging. Justin, thanks for coming on the show. I appreciate you, man.
Absolutely, man.
Next up, we got Noah of Broke Boy Comics.
Hello.
Noah,
what's going on?
Newer to the YouTube scene. He's got the drive, though. He's got the personality and passion about comics. His catalog's not that long right now, so you can spend the weekend and binge it and get in on the ground floor, people. Noah, I met like the first day I was in there buying a book, which I actually brought tonight, and he was right there with me when I did it. And Mike from M.O.N.Comics introduced us. And Noah, how the hell are you, dude?
I am absolutely fantastic. I'm just so happy to be here and be on my kind of first live stream, so it's a lot of fun.
This is your first? Oh boy, we're popping it tonight.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yep. I was on a podcast, but that doesn't count. This has video, so.
Oh, well, it is my distinct honor to be hosting you tonight.
it is my pleasure to be here, and I'm very grateful for you to offer me the chance.
You are welcome anytime. And next up, let's represent the ladies in the comic book industry. Tessa from Tessa is a Nerd. Now, Tessa, I've watched her content for a while, both on Instagram and YouTube. This girl runs 3 comic shops, presses and cleans some serious books, makes fantastic content on Instagram that features, you can see vintage, you can see modern, but also her YouTube content, great read-throughs of comics. She's just recently doing a whole Swamp Thing read-through and some tribute with that, and I love it. Tessa, how are you this evening?
I mean, I'm better now that I'm hanging out with all you guys.
Woo!
Hey,
Yes, so Tessa showed up and just rolled right in with us and the Terrificon crew that day and the whole weekend. And it was awesome to hear her story. It was awesome to hear all your guys' stories. So, guys, thank you so much for coming to the show tonight. I appreciate y'all.
Right back at you.
No problem. We got some people in the chat. Let me just let's say hi to them quick. SideQuest Comics, what's up, comic fam? Eric, what's going on tonight, buddy? We got Matt and Clemson. How's it going, SideQuest? Don't worry about M.O.N.Comics and the gang. Doug Bakken. Hey, y'all. Doug is probably going to be putting out his first video pretty soon. I've been talking to him quite in depth. Great guy. We've got Richard Westfall, who is the official moderator. So, chat, if you mess up, he's going to kick you. I've gave him a list of stuff, of special keywords you can't say. Just playing.
Nice.
Renegade Rants Comics. Jason is 1 hour, 1.5 hours north of me in New York. He was the first person that when I was out at Free Comic Book Day, he was like, M.O.N.Comics. I'm like, oh, that's me. I'm M.O.N.Comics. Like, I'm not used to that. And introduced himself, was a great guy. And he was at Terrificon as well. So New York represented there. Nice. We've got Nate from Hall Yeah Comics, also nominated for Best Unknown Channel in the Comic Book Community Awards. Check out his stuff. He is fun. Jab's Expensive Paper. Sup, nerds? It's Friday night, man, and we're hanging out. Bruce of Up North Comics. Bruce was at Terrificon with us as well. I have a feeling we're going to see some more Terrificon folks that were there. Digger Jim, what a sweetheart Digger Jim is. I recently sent him some books for a tag challenge, and he sent some off. Did he send you books, Noah, or did he send them to Lettuce? Who did he send them to?
Yeah, he sent them to Lettuce Comics, and then Lettuce sent them to me.
That's right. Gotcha. Yeah, it's like on 7 people now.
I gotta catch up.
Who else we got here? I saw him. Hey, what's up? Mike from Lunch Money Comics. What is going on, bud? Happy Friday. Anyone catch Mike's room tour lately?
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, his.
I saw Mike for a brief period at Terrificon, but he was wheeling and dealing, so I left him alone. And I feel like the need to reintroduce myself because I had such an awkward introduction at the comic book swap that I was just like, I just feel weird. And it's worse because he's more attractive in person, so I got thrown off. I was like, I'm off my game. Oh shit.
Cliff, you probably walked by him 7 times. He's kind of short.
No, I know when I walk by him, and I love my short kings. Don't think that I get anything wrong. Don't think I get anything wrong.
No, that is hilarious. Yes, his room tour was bonkers, and we stopped by there on the way to Terrificon. You could spend 3 hours in his Curios room and not see everything. It was insane.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Curios room was real cute, but I was like, no, let's go to the secret room.
Let's go to the
secret room. I'm like, yes.
Yeah, everyone wants that.
Let's play Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, he could. Yeah, he could play forever. Man from Beantown. Yo. Steve Driscoll. What is going on, Steve? How you doing, bud? Another content creator in the house. That comic girl. Tessa, what up? Okay, Tessa, who's that?
That's Mars. We just met for the first time, right before this. We went to dinner. I'm at Baltimore Comic Con right now. Nice. And so I had dinner with her, and then I was like, I got to go to a live show. We can hang out again after this.
Is she a creator, Tessa?
She is. She took a hiatus. Yeah. She's just come back 3 days ago, maybe. So
wrote it down. Gonna go sub her. Everyone in chat.
She's awesome.
Yeah. Check out on Instagram.
I love it. The Codex Comic Station. That's what I was telling you about, guys. Codex Comic Station. Tessa's going to be at the con tomorrow, so look out for her. Wicked cool, wicked fun person to hang out with. Tim is part of the Codex Comic Station. Thank you for dropping by, Tim. I got to go check out. You guys did a rap video today. Chinmo from 3 Men in a Basement, another one that was at the con.
He was amazing at Terrificon. I loved him.
He is so
He's the
sweet.
best.
Best beard there too.
Chinmo lured me into the hobby. It's his fault.
Bad influences all around. Carlos, Los's comic
Yep.
journey. I got to finally meet Los. He's just a sweetheart. He's another Massachusetts fella. Man, we're popping off in the chat, guys. I think that's everything. I'll keep my eyes on it as you guys are showing your books, because I just like to go around the horn and let everyone show the books. So, Cliff, I'm going to make you big.
Oh, no.
Hold on.
I wish I had a Kool-Aid Man effect for this.
Oh, yeah. What'd you bring tonight, buddy?
Oh, my God. I brought, like, way too much. Like, what story do you want to hear?
I just love any stories that make those comics special to you.
All right. So, like, well, I went on a rampage at Terrificon. So, like, my focus tonight is, like, Terrificon, right?
You and me both, brother.
So I was having some serious issues, comic issues. So Friday, I arrived very late and I roomed with Velvet Joker. So I met him at the hotel outside the convention. And because my mom had surgery the day before and that day, right? It was like part 2 of the surgery was that morning. The hospital started to keep her. I was supposed to have oral surgery. I went in. The plan was like this is not what I signed up for. It's 2 teeth, not 3, and I think 2 is too many. It was a whole thing. So in pain. I've got a big old jar of freaking Moltrum Tylenol dual action. That's right. The old folks medicine, everybody. Yeah. And I went to Sam's Club so I could buy the big double pack for $13. Right, because let's reveal my age. So I went nuts. I wanted stuff for comics curing cancer. So that was like my main mission there. And my main mission. Where am I going with this? What happened? What did I do? Oh no, did I lose some things? Okay, I lost a couple of things. All right, I lost a couple of things, but that's all right.
Oh.
We're just going to make do. All right. So one of the things I got for Comics Curing Cancer, which when I do Coffee and Comics and Cliff with Bueller on October 5th, this will be an auction item. Nice. And C-Bizzle will be my co-pilot for the day to manage the auction. So this is a Miracle Man Zero that was witnessed by CBCS right at the show. And it's remarked. And it says Comics Curing Cancer 24 on it, which, of course, is in the remarks because that is the deal. And he was lovely. He told me I had such a good time at the show that he's coming back next year with Rachel. So I'm very happy about that.
That's beautiful.
Very nice.
And then, CliffCon is next weekend. I might actually go to CliffCon next weekend. Which, by the way, I didn't know CliffCon existed. It came up when I met Lunch Money, when I met Mike. He's like, you're another Cliff? I go, I'm sorry, another Cliff. I'm like, what are we talking about?
The only Cliff.
At Terrificon, I discovered this. at Terrificon. And I go, what in the who? And I tell these little boys who sold these to me for $2 a piece. I say, you go back to Cliff and you tell him the real Cliff is coming. The real Cliff is coming. You tell him. And they're like, okay, sir. And I'm like, that's right.
It's great.
So that was like a whole thing. And so yeah, I'm definitely gonna try and go. So then I start going nuts. So like the first full appearance of Starhawk, I just grabbed 2. I was like, because this guy was like trying to clear out. I love people. I love vendors who are like, please buy my shit and let's get a deal so that I can go home with less boxes. Those people, they are my heart. They are my heart. Okay. And this is not a very expensive show. Mitch does not gouge you. Okay. You're not trying to make up a $2,000 debt at the end of the show like they were in Ottawa. Ottawa cut me almost no breaks because they're trying to compensate for $2,000 a table. That is some shit. I don't know. I don't know who the hell they think they are, but I told the people running that show, I said, you are not New York City Comic Con. Do not get confused because you are the capital of Canada. Do not get it twisted. Remember who you are. Work out some affordability. I was like, some of us came here for a deal. All right. So I got 2 of these because I was going crazy. And then, of course, I picked up one of these because same dude loved him. And then I was like, I really love the Defenders. He's like, I got you, bro. And then, bam!
Nice.
Some Defenders. And he's like, oh, you like Dazzler? Bam! You know? And he's like, oh, all those with a green dot. If you buy 10 or more, they're $1.50 each. And I was like, oh, speak less, man. Speak less, sir. Speak less. So,
nice. You made a killing.
Right. And then I run into one of the dealers is my buddy from my LCS, right? Who he shops at the LCS with me, but he does some incentive covers on his own with his own artist guys. So he has a big booth with these guys, and I run into him, and he's selling some comics from when he was a kid. And he's like, Cliff, I know you want something. Like, I'll cut you a deal. And I'm like, I really need that king size Invaders, right? And he's like, I'll cut you a deal. He's like, whatever you want, $20. So for $20, I got the king size Invaders that he bought as a child off the rack.
I love that cover.
Great cover.
First row,
nice.
yeah.
Nice.
So he cut me a good break. I
nice
love
combo.
that. Yep. Then I was surfing through a dollar bin, and I'm not lying to you, okay? I don't bullshit people about dollar bins. I was in the dollar bins, right? And I got all these X-Men up in there.
Oh, nice.
So one whole set of 150 through 154 is going into the council giveaway this month. And then just because the covers are pretty, you know, I got this Apocalypse cover because it's pretty, you know,
I love that cover.
Duke because I think he's pretty. There's another one missing here. This one because I thought it was pretty. I was like, oh, I love me some Sunfire.
Those were all $1? You got them all for $1?
All of these were $1. All of these were $1.
That's
I
awesome.
wish I was at the dollar bins. I was
Great
on the
deal.
dollar.
Dude, the dollar
I should
bins
have been
were,
at the dollar bins.
the dollar bins were rough.
My
They were
wallet
so
told me I
rough.
should be.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, look, all dollar bin, love it. Put my precious Phil Jimenez in the dollar bin. It was horrible. Oh, I got mad about some of the stuff in the dollar bin. Because, like, I found this in the dollar bin, and I was like, oh, you don't respect Blackest Night? You don't respect it? You know?
Love it.
This Jim Lee cover, bam, dollar bin. Jim Lee cover, bam, dollar bin. You know, Who's Who by George Perez, bam, dollar bin. You know, the first appearance of this moon base I can't remember the name of, boom, dollar bin. I was like, some George Perez Legion superheroes, boom. You know, this Strange Adventures, there's Superman on the cover, yeah, dollar bin. You know, and then this was back to the guy who was like 10 or more, they're $1.50 each.
Nice.
So that was great.
Team ups.
Jeez, you crushed it.
Yep. I was killing it. And, you know, I was really going out of control because I won $500 in the machines on Saturday night.
Hey.
And
nice.
so I
Me and
started,
Noah 160.
Yeah.
so I started, well, there's an old book on gambling that my parents had when I was a kid. And it always said, go to the machines that are busy, right? And if you're lucky, they're busy and no one is blowing up, and that's when you want in, right? You want to be one of the people blowing up. So there was.
Hang on, let me write this down. Hold on, let me get a pen here. Go on. I've been trying to learn this forever, Cliff.
You had a pen ready too.
Yeah. No, you got it. So then the second time around, I saw some busy ones. I sat down, but no, the three around me blew up and mine tanked. But the first one, I got that 500 and it was great. And again, all these ladies are there. And it was one of those things where it's like the game name was like Z Chen or something like that. Something just horrible and racist. And so then there's like, and it's like all of them are like Asian ladies with like a pot of gold. And then this one is the one that's open is an Asian dude with a pot of gold. And I'm like, well, then this is mine. And I sat down and start playing and all these gold balls. That's right. Gold balls make the jokes. All these gold balls start flashing, you know? And I was like, yes. And I was like, it was great. So I had a really good time with that.
Were you there all 3 days, Cliff?
No, as I said,
Saturday,
because
Sunday.
of my mother's surgery.
Oh, that's right.
Friday.
That's right.
But I was there Saturday and Sunday, and I was so mad that I only saw some of you in passing. I saw Dan, Mr. Akins, and Big B McFly. They were just walking through the hallway together. I'm like, you know, and then that was it. That was my time with them. Old Wolf and I, we got really cozy and made everyone uncomfortable at the 3 Men in the Basement booth. He grabbed me, I grabbed him, He grabbed my ass. I grabbed his ass. He grabbed me tighter. I put my finger in inappropriate places. He kissed my neck. I kissed his neck. And then he's like, and then I whispered in his ear, and I was like, you can't win in gay chicken again. And he's like, okay. And that was it. You know? But he put up a strong effort. Now, let's see if my other storytellers are handy. And I don't think that they are.
Man, I was missing the real action during the show.
This is adorable. So the front of this Batman is all the talent that I met at the show, right? Who I at least remember to sign this. But the back of it is many of the beloved YouTubers I met at the show.
Oh,
that's awesome.
So this is like my personal collectible, you know, because I was like, well, I need something for me, you know, just like to remind me. Yeah. Okay, now I got a beautiful piece. From Joe Prado that Adriana Mello worked on, and he did the inks, and that's going to be in Comics Curing Cancer. But he drew this for me. I paid him for a head sketch, and instead I got this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful cover of Iceman. Let me tell you, it is Iceman before one of you says something insulting.
Ooh. Oh, nice. Wait, hold that up a little more.
That is freaking gorgeous. I could see where someone else might go with it.
Yeah, someone had the nerve to say Silver Surfer, and I was like, I will slap you. This is not Mexico in 1980, you know? And I don't know if you know this, but some of the comics in Mexico in 1980 did not differentiate Iceman from Silver Surfer.
I've heard that before. I've actually heard that before.
So that is hilarious. Hilarious. And then what else did I get? Oh my, I got so much stuff. Jeez. I picked up this Nightcrawler #1.
That Lunch Money's book right there.
I picked up this first issue special issue 1 featuring Atlas because I didn't have a Lucy because I only had the slab.
Hell yeah.
So I'd like to have a Lucy for each of my slabs. All right. And then some more Defenders. Peter Parker with the spot. Part of the Korvac saga. You know, we try to kill Angel for the 500th time. I forgot why this is a minor key, but it is one. This is just a dope Batman cover. I like cheap X-Men. I love it. Love it. Cool Batman cover. Robin looks like he's getting spanked in the ass. Cool Batman cover. Y'all better know it and love it. The ghost of Victor Hugo. So the last time he appeared, he was dead. So now he's like showing up, and he faked his death, made a separate identity for himself. And this storyline is the one they adapted for the Batman the Animated Series, where he's like rigging shit and trying to figure out who Batman really is.
Oh,
great
yes,
stuff.
That's an awesome book.
I'm gonna wrap this up with the final story. So now it's the last day. I'm tying shit up at the very end. I'm trying to find slabs. I bought all this stuff and more that I haven't even shown you because I can't even remember where I put it, right? And I spent all this money, and it's really upsetting. And what I really wanted was stuff from my 2024 list. And a big one that evaded me all year was Marvel Feature #1. And this dude has a 7.0 under a sign that says $100 slabs with a $500 price tag. And I said, you can't do me dirty like this. He goes, oh, it's not. He's like, it's not my fault that it was sitting there. I was like, well, I'm not paying $500. No, you won't pay $500. $300, right? And I was like, no. And then he's like talking to me, and he's friends with mutual friends, and he's got pictures with a bunch of my boys on Instagram. So now, like, I don't want to be 100% disrespectful because, you know, we got mutuals. So I'm trying to be cool. So he makes me DM him, and I'm like, all right, dude. But in the meantime, I'm like, screw this shit. I was like, cover price is like, baby, market value is not this. It is not this. All right. So I came home and I looked at every freaking listing that said best offer on eBay, and I blasted the best offers. And of course, what happens when you blast people with best offers, right? You get more than one person accepting, right? So Here's my 6.0 that I paid $125 for, which looks beautiful. We're not going to include the shipping cost. I'm not going to be that guy right now. But worse, and mind you, this guy, it was a 7.0 with one of these side splits, right? For $300, for $217. Bam, my 8.0.
Damn, good
nice.
for you, man.
All right, fair market value, motherfuckers. I did not come to Terrificon to bend over and take your fist up my ass without even a cocktail. All right, I did not come for them games.
Well done, well done.
Oh,
Patience.
and my last dollar been grabbed on the way out the door. Just
Young blood.
Just because. Yeah.
It's profit. It's profit's first appearance.
Why are the rest of us here? This should just be his show.
Yeah.
And
I have
that
never.
was my Terrificon extravaganza minus all the people I hung out with, like
Well
Principal Defects and Comics, and they were all wonderful. We had a great time.
Oh my gosh, Cliff, you win Terrificon all of a sudden.
Yes.
I do not. Lunch Money won Terrificon. I saw that fucker's videos, and I saw his Instagram. He won. But
He
you know
did
what?
pretty
I'll take second.
That was Cliff. That was awesome. That is like a highlight of
Nice
my
ball.
show. Wow.
Thank
Justin, I'm gonna make you follow that up.
All right.
Let me do this. Let me get the layout here.
Oh,
All right,
man.
Justin, what you got, man?
All right. Well, I have 5 books, but they're good ones.
Cliff didn't
I
get
have
a
to
wrap
say-
up Terrificon show, so he needed that. He
Oh,
needed
yeah,
to
yeah,
just
I
let
did.
it out.
That's true.
You did great too, covering everything and being able to show all the cool books that you did. So well done, well done. All right. I'm going to start with this book here. So this is X-Men 170, and I want to highlight this book for a few reasons. One, this was one of the first books that I had signed from Chris Claremont a few years ago. Two, actually, I guess it's a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. Two, this was just like a huge like experience for me, for knowing that great reads can come after the whole Byrne, John Byrne and Chris Claremont, that era, the Byrne era. Reading this with John on Just with Kids on Omni X-Men, like that, it's so good. And then obviously for those who haven't read it, I highly recommend just reading this issue. This is a huge moment for Storm when she fights Callisto. And really gets this other side of her that comes out. And this is kind of the start of she's always been badass and she's always been tough, but a little bit more of like the almost like killer side, like don't give a crap kind of, attitude. And that's when she fights Callisto here. So really, really wicked knife fight that you'll see in this issue. If you guys have never read it or anything, but and of course it's a newsie. So I had to go with the newsie for this one. So
I love the red on that cover.
Yeah, great cover. Bob Wycheck also. It's Bob Wycheck that did the. It's Paul Windsor Smith. Not Paul Windsor Smith. Paul.
You're thinking Barry Windsor Smith, but
Barry Windsor Smith. Yeah,
but Paul Smith, I think, was
Paul Smith. Yeah. And Bob Wycheck did the coloring. But I met Bob Wycheck a while back, and or like a year ago, and he actually redid this cover. He had as like artwork, and I passed up on it. And I ever since like regret that I did that. He completely did a redesign of the cover as like original artwork again. But anyways, yeah, definitely a great issue. Highly recommend if you haven't read it. The next book I'm going to show is this is my first book like ever that I read. And or I should say that one that got me into comic books, because I didn't get into comics till about 6 years ago. Even though my dad's an artist, and a lot of people assume that because my dad worked in the industry, I was just automatically reading comics my whole life, and it's not true. In fact, I was very opposite. Because my dad was in comics, I didn't want anything to do with comics because I viewed it as the family business. So I very much rejected comics growing up as a kid because I wanted to go outside and play baseball or do other things other than. Also, I hated reading as a kid. So to me, when he said, "You want to read my new comic?" I was like, "That sounds terrible. No, am I in trouble? Why are you making me read right now?" Yeah.
You're forced to read. It's way worse.
Terrible. Yeah, terrible. So this is book I'm going to show is not my dad's work. It's a book that I just happened to dive into kind of by accident. I went to a comic shop with a friend of mine who was leaving. We worked together and it was his last day, so we went out for pizza and we went to a comic shop. I haven't really gone into comic shops, recently. So I went in, I followed him around. He bought a couple books, and we went to leave. And I just followed him out. And he's like, "Whoa, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm just following you." He's like, "No, you can't come into a comic book store and not buy anything." He's like, "You got to support your local shops." I was like, "Oh, okay, sure." So I ended up buying this book. It's Infinity Wars, issue number 1. It's a variant cover, and this is Jerry Duggan that's doing the writing for this. The reason I grabbed this, so I went back basically to the store and I bought a book, and this was the book I bought because I thought the cover was really cool. And Infinity War was out, and the movies were like just about to hype up and everything. So I just saw the title. I didn't know the correlation to it, but I just picked it up. And then when I went home with it, I was like, well, I have this comic. What do? I guess I just read it. Let me just give it a shot. I read the book, and it introduces a character in here that is the character's name is Requiem, and you find out at the end who Requiem is, and you find out some other crazy stuff, but then it just ends. And I immediately was like, why would you end a comic book like this? Is crazy. Like, there's literally so much more to the story. I went back the next day to the comic book store to find out that when I asked the guy, he goes, "Oh no, you have to wait till next month to get the story for that." I had no idea that that's how comic books work. Had zero idea that there was a continuation, like a TV show or something like that. So I'm like, well, what the hell, man? Like, he's like, yeah, you got to, it'll be back in about 4 weeks or so. I'm like, oh, that's just great. So from there on, I was like, well, what else can I read? And the guy just pointed me in other directions, and I started reading stuff, and then I started coming back every week. And that's how I got into comic books about, like 6 years ago or so, 2018. So really, just a special book to me because this is a thing that kind of got me into it. And I got to meet Jerry like 2 years after I got into this and had him sign it at my local shop. So
God bless Infinity Wars.
Yeah.
Oh,
this
is my God.
And this was wild. This was wild too, right?
The shoemaker's children. Yeah. Good Lord.
So that's why this random book is so special to me. The awesome. Next one is I guess I'll go with this one. I have a couple of this one, so I just hold them all up because I love this book so much. Brandon, you already kind of know because I've talked about it before. Tessa, I literally have bought Nightwing books from you in the past, so so even got the foil one there as well. Shout out to my buddy Chris who bought that for me. Nightwing 78 changed like how I took this hobby on. I was already like big into reading and just like mostly Marvel because I just couldn't keep up with everything at once. So I kind of stopped reading DC altogether just for that reason. But I heard Tom Taylor was coming out with this new book with Bruno Redondo, who I wasn't as familiar with, the artist. But I always heard Tom Taylor stuff was good. So I decided I'm going to randomly get into this. He jumped into the middle of this run at 78. So I decided to give it a shot. And this is the first and really only book that has ever literally made me cry when reading it. I've never teared up to a comic book before. I mean, sure, I've gotten emotional about topics and things like that, but this one was literally my wife and I we read comics back and forth to each other and we read them out loud, and this was one I actually could not get through when I was reading it out loud because my voice was cracking. For those who read it, you know what I'm talking about with this particular issue, and for those who don't, please take some time to at least read this.
Is it Alfred related? Is it?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
That was a beautiful issue.
Oh yes. Alfred related.
I didn't cry because too much of my soul has been destroyed.
It's okay.
but I still felt something.
There you go. So after that, I just started reading a ton of Nightwing. I was never a fan of Nightwing, didn't know anything about Nightwing. But this showed me that you can literally dive into a brand new book, based on recommendations or based on whatever, and just absolutely fall in love with it. And I'm a huge Nightwing fan now ever since. So this was like 2 years ago, I think, and they're just ending their run now. They have one more issue, I think, to go between the creators. So I officially am going to New York Comic Con this year, and they're going to both be there. So that's my goal, is to get one of these there. You'll be there? Oh, awesome. I'll hit you up then. Yeah. Friday. I'll be there Friday.
Let's do it. All right.
Definitely. So that's that. I got two more here. This book speaks volumes about community and connections and friendships. This is X-Men 14. This is a book that was part of a much bigger collection from my friend David, who goes by the, or used to go by the name Omnidude for Life on Instagram. I had met him when I first got on Instagram. He was one of the first people to just kind of start liking and commenting my books as I started sharing them. And as we started to connect more, we found out that he actually lives like 20 minutes down the road from me in Jersey. And literally like a year and a half later, his name's Omnidude, right? So meaning he had a ton of omnibus, and that's mainly all he collected. He stopped buying, single copies. One day he called, or he texted me and said, hey man, I have a box of books I'm looking to get rid of. You seem like a good dude. You seem like you really enjoy your books. You want them? And I was like, well, I was like, I mean, I'm kind of on a budget right now. How much you looking for? I'm like, he's like, no, like they're yours. You can have them. I was like, oh, really? He's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, I got a bunch of X-Men, Walking Dead, bunch of DC books, all this stuff he named. And I'm like, sure. Like, all right. So I went over to his house. We had a couple beers. He brought this short box out and showed me all these books. This was the biggest one of it. It was probably over at that time, like $700 worth of stuff that he gave me. And the craziest thing about this was that they were not, I told you before, I wasn't reading DC until Nightwing. This was before Nightwing came out. So he offered me a bunch of Scott Snyder 9.8 slab Batman, Quarter Owls, a bunch of other Batmans. I actually turned them down because I didn't want to have DC books. Like, I just didn't want to, I still have space issues, but even then I thought I had space issues. And I was like, my wife, I don't know where to put all these. Like, you know what, like give them to someone else that'll appreciate them, which was also true. Cause I'm like, at that time I wasn't a big DC guy, even though Batman's awesome. So I actually turned down the DC stuff and I just took the Marvel stuff. And again, even with that, it was like over $700 worth of stuff. I say all this to say that the connections I've made here, and I know you all experienced something to this level of just the AOKs, the gifting that goes on, the helping out, the fundraisers, people raising money and charities and everything that goes with. Is so amazing. And to me, this is just like a massive reminder to the community. So shout out to the community for this. And
that looks really high grade too.
Literally,
those look nice. Yeah,
it's pretty clean. The corner here is a little dinged up here. It's probably
bright colors. It's gorgeous.
Definitely bright. Yeah. So anyways, I'll be selling this on eBay. If anybody wants it, I'm going to put it up for now. Imagine. I actually put it here. I always write details on the back of first appearances, who the artist is and all this stuff. And I even date. So this was back right before the pandemic, actually, 2020 of March, gifted from Omnidude for Life. His name is David, who
Lunch Money Comics is the same thing.
He changed his name since, and I like doing this. He changed his name since, and I have his number. It's probably been over a year and a half, 2 years since I've last talked to him, but this was even longer than that. So great guy. If David ever watches this, appreciate you, brother. I should hit him up at some point because that was really just amazing. I'll have to post. I did a whole video when I first got it, but literally like 40 books that he gave me. So it was really incredible.
Austin, with every sentence you get sweeter. You're like, yeah, me and my wife, we read our comics together. We go
I know, right?
Like notes on how I got each book. Like, you just get more sweet and endearing. Oh my goodness.
Well, it's gonna get a little further. I know. I don't know. I have one book left that I'm gonna show, and this was Brandon, you mentioned this. We had talked a little bit even backstage and just previously just talking about my dad and everything. And of course, I have to show a book that my dad had worked on as one of my key special books and just in my collection as a whole. It is not a key in any sense. It's actually a modern book too. It's not even, it literally came out like 2 years ago. It's Nonstop Spider-Man issue #1. This is a variant that he had worked on. It's really cool. He has, Spidey on the front and then all the villains down at the bottom. You even have like Punisher there, a few other characters.
Sick. So your dad is the artist,
that's
right?
A cool cover.
My dad did the variant cover for this, specifically the cover. The reason that I hold this so close to me is that this is the first time and only time, really, at least as of right now. I know he's still, draws and everything. But this was the first time that I was able to experience going into a comic book store 2 years ago and finding his work on Wednesday, New Comic Book Day, on the shelf for the first time with my last name on it and being able to buy his work while he's working. And he's very much, he does some side projects, indie stuff, you know, a lot of commissions and stuff like that still, but he doesn't do too many of these Marvel and DC projects anymore. So that's why, to me, this is so special, because I don't know if, you know, I don't know if he'll do more Marvel stuff for Marvel or for DC, but this experience to just go into the store. I mean, I looked it up like, you know, months before it was coming out. I'm like, cool, like this is gonna be awesome. I go into the store that day and I buy a couple copies. My owner, the LCS owner, Zap Comics, they let me get a couple extra copies because they knew he was my dad. And they're just, you know, for me, and I pass them along to him. The additional thing to add to this that's really, really cool is he had my dad had gifted me the actual original artwork as well during last Christmas.
Holy Santa Claus shit.
That is amazing.
Which some people would assume that I just have a bunch of his original artwork, and I don't. I have like 3 pieces, and they're all newer pieces after he's been, you know, in and out of Marvel and everything. So this was
you just grew up in comic book paradise, but no, you want
exactly. Hey, listen, and don't get me wrong, my dad gives me shit all the time. Like, he'll look at me and be like, when I first told him I was 29 years old when I was getting into comics, and I said, yeah, I'm getting into it. My dad goes, really? Now you're getting into comics? Like, he was like, couldn't believe, giving me all the shit. So
no, I blame him nothing.
Right,
no,
exactly.
I'm admonishing you right now. I'm like, how could you do this to your father? To your father.
But I'll tell you, the cool thing is, you know, with some of the stuff I shared here tonight, like, it's also cool that he and I can connect on a different level that we never had the opportunity to, because he's now telling me all these stories of his past, of his career, of the Comic-Cons he went to, the people he was around, that now mean a little bit more to me than what I realized back when I was a kid. So it's cool to just, I don't know, it just kind of unlocked this next level of relationship between me and my dad, and something that would never have been if I didn't really take the time and fall in love with comics the way I have. So
it's so beautiful. I would be laying around your father, be like, draw me another Dawn Star. You know, this time her and Wildfire in a beautiful, loving embrace. You know, and I was like, oh no! I was like, can you give me legging Saturn girl with a seductive lightning lad grabbing his wife's leg? You know, and it's ominous Gladius in the background coming towards him. Just a little something, Dad.
Next year, Cliff, you'll have the opportunity. That question from Richard, he said, does your dad charge for his signatures? Currently, he does, and I say currently as like literally this past show at Terrificon is when he kind of started, because he never charged anyone for signatures, and I just told him, Dad, at least charge like $1, or give the first one free and then charge for, you know, the 20 after when people bring you 50 books or something to that effect. It's gas money. It's, you know, and he is very, like, he feels bad about it. He's not one to really charge. He understands his business, but like, so he did start charging, but he's really not the type to charge heavily for that kind of stuff. And especially, like, it's really more for if you're like CBCing or CGCing stuff like that. Like they'll you know, maybe for those purposes, just but otherwise, he just started. So anyways,
please, like, refer a book for your dad to draw.
Yes.
Justin's dad to draw porn. Oh my god, I think it's a great show.
Have you not read Legion of Superheroes? I'm not exaggerating nothing. Did you not see 70s Saturn Girl and Cosmic Boy? I was like, that was the wave of the future. They got magnetic flight rings, dressed half naked.
We're going to turn it into a cosmic man. All right.
Yeah.
I do get discounts.
Use boy, lad, kid, blah, 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 right? Like, that was just the shtick. Most of them were legal age by the time Superboy semi-retired. You know.
Fantastic.
Dude, that original art. Oh,
let me tell you,
crazy, right?
Gorgeous Dawn Star on display right at his table at Terrificon. Gorgeous.
Yes.
I love.
Oh yes, Papa Knowgood.
I love anytime that Spider-Man's like a lot of his rogues gallery is on there, and I think I was having a conversation with someone about like Daredevil. You know, like is like the cheapest Silver Age first appearance, and I think it's heavily due to his rogues gallery. His first 10 rogues gallery is not like Spider-Man's or. And seeing that original art reminded me of it. It is just gorgeous. And what a sweetheart. His sweetheart talks aren't done. When I get to me, I'll talk a little more how Justin's a sweetheart. But let's we're gonna roll over to Tessa this time.
Oh, great! I forgot about that. All right, cool.
Tessa,
yeah.
I'm gonna put everyone on the side.
You got this, Tessa.
There.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna start off with this bad boy. This was hiding from me forever. I had this run, and this specific issue, I just was having no luck. And actually, this guy back here, Matt, he's my con buddy. I conned him into coming to the show today and tomorrow.
Nice.
But he helped me find this guy from Atlas Comics on Instagram.
Very nice.
Yes.
But yeah, this was super happy. Now I have my full little Silver Surfer run. Big fan of like 1968 in comics.
Nice.
Did you get that today? Did you get that today, Tessa?
No. I got that like probably 8 months ago or something. I don't know.
I want to mention that Silver Surfer 4. No one talks about it. Everyone's like, it's just a cool cover, but it is also the second appearance of Mephisto.
Yeah,
people sleep on that.
Silver Surfer 3, honestly. I like Silver Surfer 1 and 3 much more, so it like annoys me that book is so expensive. So that's why it took me forever.
The cover is gorgeous, but people should know there's some history to it.
I like the first cover and the third cover better. That's my hot take. I think the first
I love the third. Actually, the third cover is my favorite, but this is Silver Surfer versus Thor, and there's anticipation because they're not colliding or connecting. It's the anticipation of the collision. And I love the men bringing me anticipation. I'm all about it.
My Silver Surfer 4 is at CBCS right now, and I'm just nervous as hell that John Buscema written on the first page is, in fact, John Buscema's autograph.
Nice.
It's totally going to be. I'm so excited. That's amazing.
Thank you. Keep going, Tessa. Sorry.
Whoop, how dare you, as I knock everything over. And then to go the sentimental route, this was like the first book that got me like into comics. So
it's a great read.
Robin Year One got me sucked in. I read it so many times. It's got Killer Moth in it, and I love that. It's got the Mad Hatter, and he's a total creep. When I was a kid, I had a crush on the Batman 66 Robin, Burt Ward. And so I love your Robin stuff, And then
I'll have to give that a read.
At first I was like, oh man, like I feel like I'm back because I technically brought 6 books. But after Cliff, like I'm good. These guys go together. Like I can't separate them. So I have Superman's Girlfriend Lois Lane #1, and then Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen #1.
Oh, nice.
Guys are like
the witch cover.
Like try to find them, and it is the hardest thing. But these are gorgeous. I love collecting these runs.
Yeah.
And someone sold a box of comics, and it was like we gave them $400, the person who bought it. And I dug into it, and it had these guys. It had a first appearance of Supergirl. It had a first appearance of Metallo. It was like, it was like just shy of $10,000. So it was like someone messed up here. But I got to dig through a box of really cool comics, and these two were in them, and everyone else thought they were junk, and they're throwing them away. And it was like, mine.
I love the Lois Lane ones. I've been buying a lot of those from that series. I've never seen the first issue before. Is that considered expensive, or are they? Yes. Or they're just
like 1.0 is probably like $500. Like, yeah, it's hard to find under $1,000.
Oh, okay.
Both of these are really hard to find. They're from like 1954, 1956.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
They're hard to find.
The colors pop on them. Yeah.
I love digging for these guys in like at cons. I love digging for like back issue fillers for these guys. So
yeah. Yep.
So I never thought I would be able to get the first issues, and then I got them both like in the same day. It was amazing. So
well done.
Love them.
That's awesome.
Nice.
And then for my last two here, Poison Ivy is my favorite character. This is my nicest copy. This is my 5.5. I have like 5 copies. I've given a bunch away. I've sold a bunch, but this book is so pretty. It's my favorite book. I keep it up all the time. It's so pretty. I love it. It's like, it's gorgeous too. Like the colors, it is not doing justice right now on the screen. They pop. They're so bright. They're gorgeous. But
Did you clean and press that yourself before you submitted?
I did not. No, I bought it already slabbed. It came into this shop, and I just grabbed it immediately.
Nice.
This is what I'm cleaning and
I'm
pressing.
making me so jealous right now.
It's my X-Men #1. This guy I'm cleaning this coming week. I figured I would do it right after Baltimore. It's got really gorgeous, gorgeous colors.
Nice white.
Yeah, it was slabbed at a 1.5. It does. Your main issues here are going to be like right on the spine here, but it's still going to clean and press really well. I'm hoping it'll be, if I'm so lucky, depending on how this corner goes, it'll be a 2.5, but at least get a 2.
Nice.
Cover attached, Tessa?
That's right. It's going to present beautifully. That's
it presents really well.
Yeah, you're damn right. You're damn right, Cliff.
Are my favorite thing. Like, that's the thing that I love. I love silver books. It's like clearly like what I like to collect a lot of. And like, I want the colors. Like, everything else is okay. Like, I find it endearing when there's a date stamp, when kids write their names on it. Like, I think that's part of history. I love it. Or like, if something is cut out, like, again, that's like, wow, this kid really wanted to go get these like 3D glasses. Like, whatever. I think it's funny. And like colors though, that like transports you back to being able to see these on the newsstand and like their previous glory. It's my favorite. I love it. Yeah, this is This is my baby. This is my best buy of the
awesome.
year.
I just love it because all I think is 7 first appearances.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that is great. What a
And now I
screen
have
grab that.
X-Men 1 through I think 72, I think. So like I'm working on 1 through 141, so I have everything for a long time, and then I'm missing some in like the 90s and 100s pretty bad, but you know.
The 90s are reprints of the early 90s, before
what
94.
then?
Yeah. Oh yeah, totally.
Completists.
That's true.
We gotta
Yeah.
have them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's my baby.
Nice.
Wow, what a wow.
Yo,
No,
the
you want me-
Lois Lane, the Jimmy Olsen knocked my fucking socks off because I love
Yes.
Superman.
I know you don't see those.
Oh,
You
like,
don't see those.
in case you can't see the John Kent and Power Girl action happening back there.
Oh yeah, okay. I want to see your wall later. You got to show me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
We'll
Noah, do
come
you want
in.
me to go or you want to go?
You're the host, man. That's up to you.
Oh, let the new guy go. Come on.
Yeah.
Noah.
He is. Let me swap him over here. Yeah.
I don't even know
Noah,
how to follow up to all the amazingness that everyone just showed, but
X-Men 1.
Do you?
All
Do
that
you, bro?
matters. All
I
that
know
matters.
Poison
85
Ivy,
books
like
Special
that
for
is
you.
yeah. So I guess since Cliff did 100 books, I guess I can have one extra one that I just had off to the side here. So I got this one at Terrificon, and it was an awesome Ryan Santos, Mr. Freeze head sketch
Sick.
on the same book that Cliff showed with all the signatures on. So I thought that was funny.
Nice.
That's
Gorgeous.
sick.
Nice.
I love it.
Yeah. I think I want to get a full commission by him soon because he does some fantastic work. And I might just get a full Mr. Freeze, honestly, because I absolutely love this. I think it's great.
Very nice. Yep.
I love that a lot.
Stunning.
Yeah, and I actually I had a video talking about my project. So this is a project. I'm gonna have a whole bunch of different Batman villains on it by different artists.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a little jam piece that I'm just started working on at Terrificon. And one of my videos I was talking about it, and I predicted that was gonna be there out of coincidence. So I thought that was pretty insane.
Nice.
Do you have any artists that you really want to get to work on that next?
No. I had no plan going in it. I just know that that's what I wanted to do. And I mean, I'm decently new still. So, yeah, I'm just going to, find an artist that I like. And, and I got that for $55. So I thought that was
that's a good buy.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So there was that. Next one I got here is just what I'm reading currently, actually. And I just grabbed the first issue. It is Crossover from Image. It's by Donny Cates. If you guys
Nice.
Yeah, if you guys don't know what that is, it's or for the people watching, it's basically the real world. There's this event where basically superheroes, they all crash land into the real world and everyone has to learn, there's like this whole cosmic event or a portal or something. About a fourth of the way through the series, but I'm very much enjoying it right now. There's a lot of Image characters I don't necessarily know, but honestly, that doesn't really matter. It's just a great story overall. First real series I read by Donny Cates too, so I'm really enjoying it. So that's just what I'm currently reading right now. I figured I'd share.
A lot of great cameos in that, and yeah, especially from like the '90s Image and things like that. Hits home for anybody that was reading that.
He got permission from all sorts of independent
Yeah.
creators to use their stuff, and then everything else is just like, oh, it looks like that might have been Invisible Woman.
Yep. Yes.
Might have been Batman or Superman.
That looks like Cap's shield on there, but there's no star. It's like a triangle. It almost looks like this Star Trek shape.
Seriously.
Yeah, no. So I'm really enjoying that. So
Nice.
there's that. Next one I got here from I wish I brought this to Terrificon. I almost did. And this also, if you guys have ever gotten the value packs from my comic shop, it's like 30 comic books for like $15 or something like that.
Love it.
Yeah, and I got I got Batman, Flash, and I think X-Men. It's how I like jump started my collection in the beginning. And this one was in it, and it is by Papa Knowgood.
Yeah, I was gonna say, right there. Yeah, that's my dad's work. Yeah, nice.
Yep.
Dude.
Yeah, I love this cover, and I swear I almost brought this to Terrificon, and I wish I did because I
bring it next year.
What a great that's a great Christmas time book. If you're on any Christmas streams, that's a nice little Christmas book.
It is, yeah. And I love Captain Cold too. He's one of probably my favorite rogues from Flash. So this is basically one of the first comic books in my collection. So I absolutely love it.
That's awesome, man. You got to tell my dad when you do meet him.
I will, yeah, and I will be bringing this book with me.
Very
Definitely.
cool. Nice.
Next one here. Next two actually is hitting the big monster that I know, Brandon, I know you like. And I know you commented on this too recently. So this is the oldest Batman book I currently have in my collection right now. So it's Batman 143. It's actually the last 10-cent issue. So super cool cover with you got Ace the Bat Hound right there and a huge bug monster. I think it's super cool. I think the colors pop with the yellow background too. Yeah, so I got this recently, and it's definitely one of my favorites right now in my collection.
I love yellow covers. And
what year is that from?
Yeah. What
year is that from? Is it 60?
No, it's like 50,
I think it's
60, right?
I think it's like 60, 61.
What's
it's
the
like
issue name or number? Issue
Tessa might know.
143.
Oh,
143.
I love it. I want a Golden Age
That's...
Batman book. I don't collect.
Yeah,
I love
think
Batman. I don't collect them.
Silver Age.
Yeah, 61.
But
12 cent began in 61. Yeah.
Yep.
And that's a 10-cent though.
Yeah, it's the last
That's
one.
10
Last
center.
10-cent issue.
Yeah, that's cool too. That you found it as the last one.
Beautiful.
Yeah, no, and I'm working my way. It sucks, as Tessa was saying. I'm being a completionist. I am one of those people. So unfortunately, with Batman being my absolute favorite character, I hope to one day own most of Batman, but that is an undertaking of itself. So
aggressive.
You jealous? I was just cleaning up Batman 2 the other day.
Whoa.
Yeah, cleaning up my Batman 2s. I've been doing all of his Golden Age Batmans. It's so gorgeous.
Pass it over to this man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, hook it up. Hook it up.
Well, let me tell you, I
so...
got the 2016 Batman 143 where he is in a Speedo with Selena, and like that's the only 143 I need. I'm all right.
I'm working on all the volumes right now, but eventually, I get there. So
I love it.
Nice.
Yeah. Next one here is only a few people know that I got some of these. I just got these in a claim sale. If there's anyone in the chat that was there to peer pressure me to start this collection, you know what this is. So this one right here, another
Oh, nice.
Aquaman number 7.
Are you working on the run?
This is so
he Nick is Hardy. Now.
Do it.
Yeah, I am now.
I almost brought my Aquaman 1. Like I was so close. I almost did that instead of the Lois Lane and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm missing 4 issues from that run. It's gorgeous. I love that book.
Wow. It's not
a Nick Hardy, baby. Nick Hardy.
Nick Hardy.
Yeah. Nick Hardy is.
Yeah. Nick Hardy is one of my favorite artists. I love his Teen Titans run. And I've always been eyeing Aquaman because he's worked on pretty much most of the series. So Joe from 360 Comics, he had tons of these. And I said, chat, am I starting an Aquaman collection right now? And they all go, yep. And I said, all right, give me all of them. So I got I think 5 or 6 issues. But this isn't even the best one, I think. I got another really good one. So I'm saving that though for an upcoming video.
You know what though? You're on the ground floor because Aquaman is an affordable run compared to everything else.
It is.
People are just sleeping on the man. The other day, I was on another stream and some dude picked up nearly every Michelini Aquaman. And I'm like, how do you not know what you're holding? I'm like, Aquaman's son gets killed. He wants revenge. Mara wants revenge. I was like, it is the most tragic epicness. And you're just sitting there like, oh, I grabbed these for $2 a piece. I was like, read that shit. Read it.
Yeah, no, definitely an underrated series for sure. Yeah, and the giant creature on there too is pretty cool. And again, right up Brandon's alley with the monsters.
Yeah, give me all the sea monsters.
Aquaman is even cheaper than Daredevil. I don't even want to hear it. It's even cheaper
it's true.
than Daredevil.
Yeah, it's true.
It's short too. It's only 60 some issues or whatever.
Yeah.
It's not long at all. So it's definitely doable to collect the whole series.
Yeah. You go from King of the Seven Seas to lonely Atlantean trying to avenge his dead family. Like it just happens.
Yeah. Even the ones outside of the Aquaman series, I think there's some Brave and the Bold issues. I think there's one, I think it's outside the main series where his, spoiler alert, but it was from however freaking long ago, his kid died. I want to get that book. I think that from what I remember, that has a sick cover on it too. So
Yeah.
There's some stuff in Adventure Comics you should check out. You probably like those. It's like where he's like first silver characters and everything.
I think that's what I'm thinking of is Adventure Comics. Yeah. So started an Aquaman collection now. So now I'm
and down
just
the rabbit
more
hole
characters to collect and more money to spend. So
that's right. That's what this hobby's all about.
Yep. All right, and last one I got here is probably my favorite book in my collection. It's definitely so it's Batman, obviously, Batman related. It's probably my favorite character or villain now because I loved all of them, but this is definitely my favorite right now. Yeah, definitely 90s Aquaman too. But yeah, so without further ado, Detective Comics number 373. It's actually, it was on my wall back there. I took it down, but
nice.
Yeah, 6.0 off-white pages. It is the second appearance of Mr. Freeze. And what's cool about it is too that between his first and second appearance, it was a 9-year gap. So it was almost a decade between his first and second appearance. I thought that was super cool.
Wow.
And this is also the first issue where he's actually called Mr. Freeze. The first issues appeared and he was Mr. Zero. So I thought that was also a cool fun fact about this book. Absolutely. And I did read it recently. I went online and read it because I only have it slabbed. And Silver Age is, a little goofy, stories,
Can be campy, yeah.
It's campy, definitely. But I honestly liked it. And the backup story with Elongated Man and Riddler, which is my probably second favorite villain, I enjoyed that too. So yeah, it's just an all around definitely my favorite book. And I haven't really shown too many people, but I did get an upgrade to this. I'm again saving that one for another video as well.
Ooh.
Nice. I think it's gonna be the same video as the Aquaman one. So
just call it "I'm crushing DC."
yeah. That cover is
I'm DC.
It's tough with the solid black spine and stuff like that. I imagine.
Yeah.
It's hard. So 6.0. That's got to be. I mean, that's nice.
Oh, just wait. Just wait. Oh, I'm excited to show off what I have.
Oh,
what'd you say, Tess?
Oh, just 121 such a huge grail for me, but it's so expensive.
Oh yeah.
Low grade.
That's why second appearance, it's really affordable. It is so affordable right now. It's definitely being slept on.
Sometimes second appearances are just easier to go. Geez, I'm gonna try to follow that up.
Unless you're Silver Surfer number 4. Unless you're Mephisto's second appearance.
I was gonna say, unless you're going for a Hulk 181.
Yeah.
Oh, don't start that.
Try to take a hot take in the live.
Why you got a trifle tonight? This is about love and friendship.
All right, gang.
You have a great setup. I love the walls behind you. This looks so killer.
It's evolved. I used to just be behind me, and then I was like, I should be in the corner with stuff like coming out. So that just made more sense.
Yeah, I like your setup.
Thank you, guys. Justin continues to be a sweetheart. Hotel. Looks comfy. So I get home today. My wife's like, "You got another comic?" And I'm like, "I didn't order anything." I'm like, I know because you're like, when we order comics, we know, like, we're anticipating, we're looking out the window, we're like, when's it coming? And I'm like, Justin LaRoque. I know that name. It came the day of the show. So he sent me this, said, "Brandon, enjoy the read. Knowgood. P.S. I dare you to try to read the first issue out loud to a family member." And he sent me the Nightwing leaping into the light. Because I mentioned that I wanted to read it because I don't read too much DC, but I did read what is it? Nightwing 93. Is it 93? The sexual assault story?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God. I've been looking for that book forever.
Wrote that, right?
For some reason, couldn't find it.
Yeah, she caught so much flack for that.
Yeah.
That comic is so important, I think, to like show, like, just like Tessa, you had like a short that was like comics are for kids or whatever, like there's certain comics that are just like, they're adult and they bring in adult issues. So I love that. And then I mentioned I wanted to read this and like when Justin was on a live stream. And so thank you, Justin. This was really cool, man. Dude.
Nice hardcover edition.
Oh, I know. I love it. It'll go right on my bookshelf behind me. Thank you, Justin. You sweetheart. Geez, sweetheart of the show goes to Justin.
Yeah. So you gotta let me know what you think, man. You're welcome. You're very welcome.
I will let you know right away. First book.
I gotta read that series too.
this was a gift from when we drove out to Terrificon. We stopped at Mike from Lunch Money's just to check out his setup, and he knew I was going at the Fantastic Four run. I had this slab, but I sold it because I wanted it raw. So he sent me my favorite Fantastic Four Doom cover, or gave it to me rather. Doom's pretty hot right now. Tessa talking about date stamps.
I was looking at it. That's really what I went in for.
This one is 2/13/69, so it's the night before Valentine's Day, the day before Valentine's Day in 69.
That's why he looks like that.
That's
He's
awesome.
on his way to his date, you know?
Yeah, and Fantastic Four in the way, and he's pissed. He's just trying to get to his date. No, this is seriously one of, Doom's hot right now. This is one of my favorite. I think it is my favorite Fantastic Four Doom cover. He's just so imposing on this, and the way Kirby composed her.
If the date is with Storm, that would be epic.
Cliff, I love you. No, so this was from Mike. That was a really cool gesture. So that was part of the Terrificon haul. And then one other book I'm showing from Terrificon, because Noah was there when I bought it, and it was like my #1 target book. It is so hard to find this book anywhere. Journey to the Misty 62. So the Hulk, called Prototype. It's just the first time they used the name Hulk. It's actually Zemnu the Titan. And then actually what's interesting in Where Monsters Dwell, when they reprint this, or Monsters on the Prowl, the Hulk's gone and they just call him the Titan. So I need to pick that up too, because it just shows a little, because by that time the Hulk had been created, so they had to switch his name in the reprint. Nice. I got this from Comics CT, Sean. Really great guy. Him and his partner gave me a very, very phenomenal deal on this and Tales of Suspense 15. This copy's pretty clean. It's probably like a 4 to a 5, I think. I don't care. I just wanted it. But I went to, once I saw that he had this, I went to all the other vendors just to like weigh out my options. This was the only one. You can go on eBay and buy it graded and stuff, but I just wanted a personal experience with it. So I just love the browns in that cover. I'm huge into pre-hero Marvel monsters right now, and anything Prototype that they recycled to use for heroes later. I think that's a really cool piece of comic history that not people go down that road. But I mean, these books even in low grade are really expensive just in low grade. You just don't see them out there. So Noah was with me, saw me getting this. It's the first time I met Noah. And he's like, "What are you getting?" I'm like, "This." He's like, "Geez, dude, don't dude me, Noah, with those books you just showed, man. That was hilarious." So, and then the other 3 books I chose were some favorites in my collection. Like usually when I do this show, I do recent pickups because my whole shtick is getting stuff through the mail. But I never get to appreciate these books. So I got this from Joe at 360 Comics. My Strange Tales 89.
Ooh.
First Fin Fang Foom.
That's
why I went for it, Tessa. I said the colors are great. Fin Fang Foom, all the damages on the spine and on the back. I mean, the back's not horrible. But I was like, you know what? This is, in higher grades, this gets to be a pricey book. So as long as it, like Cliff said, as long as it presents well, and especially from back here on my wall, I do not care. Just as if I can have a piece of the history of the book. It's attached. It's a 1/5, but it's mine. Fin Fang Foom, I really wish they would have utilized him in the Marvel Universe somehow. Like when they did Iron Man 3, and they teased the Mandarin, and I was like, oh man, this is going to be great. Like he looks so good. We have an Oscar-winning actor. Ben Kingsley is going to be the Mandarin, and he was this red herring. I was so mad because I thought they were going to start with the Mandarin and then maybe bring in the implication he was going to wake up Fin Fang Foom. I thought that would have been cool, but love my Strange Tales 89. Nice. And then I'm going to go with an indie publisher. My wife and I love this movie. I loved it since I was a kid, but she loved it growing up. So before we had our daughters, we used to have margarita and crow nights where we would drink margaritas and just every once in a while start yelling, fire it up, and just get drunk.
See how children ruin everything?
They're lovely, but I can't get fired up anymore with the Crow. I got this JP from the Absolute Game of Nerds. He's a big Crow fan too. He had bought this copy like right at New Year's, and then he got a deal on an 8.0 or 8.5, and I said, "Can I buy that one?" And he's like, "Sure." Real tough book to get any kind, it's a black, all black, so everything shows.
Spines. Yeah.
But this is a great example of movies not affecting, like when that new movie was teased and everyone knows it wasn't going to be as good as the first one, nothing can touch it. But that, even if people thought that was going to be good, it didn't affect the price of this book. It didn't go up or down. This is a hard book to get. It's a low print run. And it's a tough book to get in a higher grade because of the black. So I absolutely adore my Crow #1. First ongoing series, not his first appearance, but I love it. Halloween is close to us too.
That it is. That it is.
And then my last book, I just don't get to show it enough, is my Daredevil one. I just love.
Yeah.
I just love
Just
my
beauty.
Daredevil.
A 1-0. Perfect. That's that is
awesome.
Why
amazing.
is that a 1-0?
Heck yeah.
Cover detached.
Oh, that's amazing. That's like the
Yes.
best defect. Cheap and more cheap.
That's what me and Rohan, the other half of Absolute Gaming Nerds, that's what we say all the time. Like, if I'm gonna get a book that looks like this and the cover's attached and it's slabs, I don't care.
Yep.
Like, I have the
100%.
first appearance of Daredevil. There's, it's got its, issues.
It
but
looks
the
really
color,
nice.
Yeah, it does look really good.
I have Daredevil 1 through 10 now, and I can
Nice.
go after. I'll probably go after the rest of the run next year, and it's not going to be nearly as pricey as going after the X-Men. Or the
Yeah, you
Fantastic
got the
Four.
that's the big one right there, so
the next one's like First Electra, which I love that cover. I really want
Yeah.
that one. And Frank Miller's obviously iconic run throughout Daredevil. So yeah, I just wanted to bring out some of my favorites that I don't get to show too much.
I did the opposite. I bought all the cheaper stuff. Now I got to get. I have like 2, 3, and then like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think I'm missing 1 and 4. I think of the
For Daredevil.
Yeah, for a majority.
Yeah, but they're still not horrible because, like I said, the
Yeah.
Rogues Gallery is like, it's Purple Man, it's the Owl, it's Stilt Man. It's
I
not
know.
like Green Goblin or
True,
Craven,
true.
like Doc
Yeah.
Ock. Doc,
Yep.
it's the best. But
Good point.
holy crap, we just had some books shown tonight.
Heck yeah.
We're
You
like
guys ever
really
seen-
cool, guys. We're so cool.
Did you guys ever see The Fifth Element?
Absolutely.
When Chris Tucker's like, that's one of the best shows I ever did.
Oh yeah.
That was from Cliff right now. Already made the show.
Classic.
People in
Yo,
the chat are
Brandon,
smoking
can you
cigarettes, so-
can you make me big again so that I can like fill you guys in on some stuff?
Yes, of course.
All right. So for Comics Curing Cancer,
Yes, how?
I have this signed Ryan Gary Brown Turtles #1. Okay.
Nice.
Ryan
That's
Gary
cool.
Brown gave me this piece of artwork that I got sent to Rob in the morning.
That's
That is gorgeous.
This is the page of Constantine Truth and Justice #2 from Adriana Mello and Joe Prado.
Oh, that is sick.
Oh my god.
Signatures.
Yeah, I love that at the bottom.
I'm very
Very nice.
excited about this. So these will be part of the art auction on October 6th. I'll have the other stuff on my show on October 5th, and Bueller will be my special guest. But I want to show off something since it's Halloween season. I had this commission by Raymond Lowell 2 years ago. If any of you can guess the comic book cover it's an homage to, I will send you a lovely Christmas card.
Ooh.
Ooh. That is wicked.
Hold on. Oh, I should know this. Shit.
I don't know, but that is wicked.
If you can
That's
even give me
super
the
cool.
title of the series, I'll be impressed.
It gives me witching hour vibes, but I don't know a specific
It's a cover of the new Teen Titans where Donna Troy knocks
Oh, I know what you're talking
Mirror.
about.
Ah,
Yeah.
nice.
right.
Oh.
And the end of the new Teen Titans is replaced with is this the end of Tommy Jarvis?
Mm-hmm.
And of course,
there you
it's
go.
no Tommy Jarvis because he's one of my 2 favorite Final Boys from horror films because I believe that we also have Final Boys.
Hell yes. Are you a big Halloween fan, Cliff?
I don't know. I like all these characters and I have fun with the supernatural of it all. So therefore it puts me in a clash against people who are obsessed with it. Right? So I thought the new Halloween series wasn't terrible because I thought it drew on aspects the original series sprinkled out, but no one played with. Right? And then I have purists who are like, no, it's not that way. And I'm like, okay, well, I had fun watching it with my mom.
Enjoy, like what you like. No one should be knocking anyone. It's like people are knocking Marvel stuff. I'm just happy we get it.
But I also chew people's asses out for days at the same time. So I'm a bit of a hypocrite,
Well, Cliff, go ahead.
Well, no, because as in case you don't know, I hate Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths with all my heart, just so much. And Daniel Semper's artwork is gorgeous, but poor storytelling and editing. You could put lipstick on a pig all day. but that's it. It's still the pig, and it's still swimming in shit. And you did not give it a shower, okay? And that is not a kosher farm. So
Oh my hot takes with Cliff. Well, Cliff, while I've got you, big screen, can you tell us what you got coming up in the near future? I like to highlight everyone's channels before we wrap up.
Tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., Comics and Coffee with Cliff, and my guest is Lady Fantastic.
Hey, nice.
We're gonna answer the number one question on everyone's mind this week: is Diddy going to prison as a power top or a power bottom? We're gonna do the deep dive on
bottom.
Plus, he's a feisty 5'7". We don't know. Will he be a short king or will he not? I don't know. We're gonna find out. And of course, we're gonna go into some of our, our deeper comics. We got my Bussy Busters to look forward to. The 5-finger. Oh my God, I keep forgetting the name of my own thing. The 5-finger shuffle. The 5-finger shuffle. That's right. It's great. Yes, they're all sexual terms. There is a warning I play at the beginning every time.
Nice.
Next week, it's going to be Matt from Matt Likes Comics. He's watching tonight.
Nice.
So I'm looking forward to that. And I promised him a PG episode, so wish me luck.
I want to see that.
Yeah, definitely tuning in.
I'm going to be like real nice. And then the week after that is Comics Curing Cancer, Comics with Bueller, Travis. He's going to be my guest.
Nice.
C-Bizzle will be my co-host. It's not an accidental 2 hours. It's a planned 2-hour event with prize wheel, auction, all the shebang. We're going to make it special for Comics Curing Cancer.
Amazing.
Awesome. And when can people watch you on the Council of Comics?
Every Sunday at 5 p.m. where we do the box office and some kind of movie review. This week, it's part of the Mad Max trilogy. I hope I can make it because I've missed every part of Mad Max, and I'm afraid of missing it again this week. It's Beyond Thunderdome, so Tina Turner, baby. I feel like I got to be there for her.
Auntie Entity.
Yeah. On Mondays, we're on at 8 p.m. and we do the new keys and hot comics of the week. And on Wednesday nights, we do New Comic Book Day Live, where you can see the sketches that we try to do to try and entertain you folks. And, sometimes they're great.
And if you haven't yet, go to the CBC Awards and check out these guys and cast your vote for Cliff and his crew because they do a fantastic job. Cliff, you guys won last year, didn't you?
We did. We won most comedic content creator. And I worked my ass off for this by calling in every favor from every coworker in my clinic. And now this year, Brian made it harder for me, so I am whooping tail. And I'm like, I don't care that you don't have a Gmail account. You're gonna make a Gmail account for me. I was like, you need to vote for me and my friends. Let's go. I said DJ links for editing. Let's get on it. I am rallying like nobody's business. Plus, we got Spruce Moose trying to win for best comedic. I can't have that. It's got to be Freaky Louie. Put your votes in for Freaky Louie. He deserves it. Not to mention, we did such a wonderful job with our tribute this year to Men on Film that I feel like that alone deserves the award. 4 snaps and a Z formation, baby. So it deserves a win. Plus the things I do for love. So yeah, I'm really big on it. The awards are a lot of fun. My competitive nature comes out. But it is what it is. I would personally, the one I actually really want for us to win is best collaboration, because I feel like we are the biggest collaboration of that list. I'm like, come on, you got
it takes a lot of work.
So yeah, like we unite. We unite to bring you our passion and our love of comics. We fight every week. Does Dazzler deserve a miniseries? You bet your sweet behind that I believe she does, and I'll be there to defend her.
Yes, Cliff. Yes.
So that's all. Please join me in the morning, 10 a.m. Grab your coffee. I'll have my coffee or some form of caffeine. And Lady Fantastic Caroline will be with us. It's just going to be great. We're going to talk about stuff. I'm going to whip out even more comics. It's going to be great. We'll talk about things that aren't even on my wall.
You have more comics? Is it energy you bring at 10 in the morning?
Yeah, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
I love it.
Yeah,
I will
my
be there.
dream. When people are like, what do you want to be when you grow up, right? I'm like, I want to be big gay comic book Oprah. That's what I want. My dream is to host a panel for my big gay exotic comic book that Greg LaRocque has drawn multiple variant covers of, right?
I love it.
And while everyone is sitting down, I want at the end, I was like, and before you all leave, I want you all to look under your chair, and you get a slam, 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 you all get a slam. Like, it is my dream for everyone to have like a 9.8,
Amazing.
A 9.8, Himbos by Cliff comic in their hand that's autographed by like the whole crew, so they could just like leave and go. These were only available for Cliff's Explosion. That's it. So they're rare, and screw everybody who tries to bring the rareness down. I'm gonna be all over it.
Slabs would be easy to put
Amazing.
under people's chairs too, if you think about it. Slabs would be very easy.
I'll make it like an innocuous gift bag, right? So people, we'll even turn down the house lights so you can't see them, and then that way, like, I'll make people go under, and then the explosion will happen.
Dude, you gotta get a grant from somewhere and get the show going.
Yeah, I can't wait for this.
So bad. Like, I want everyone to go, oh my god, the time, oh my god, like just shaking. Like, I want them shaking.
If anyone's gonna do it, it's gonna be you, Cliff.
It's gotta be me.
Yes.
The time that Oprah made Maya Angelou cry, I was like, this is pinnacle. I need to achieve this level. I was like, I need to make Chris Claremont cry someday. I was like, I gotta go there. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I gotta try.
I love it. Justin, what do you got coming up, buddy?
Oh man. Main thing is on the X-Men. We're going to be kicking off this season this Tuesday. Have the omnibus right here. So we're changing gears a little bit. You mentioned it earlier, Brandon. We are going to do the New Mutants. This is volume 1. Bob McLeod's involved. So we had just come off of our 4th season last year, or this a couple months ago, and it was volume 4 of the main X-Men series. So now we're jumping over to New Mutants this season. So the kickoff show starts this Tuesday, 9:00 Eastern on my channel. Basically, we are just going to talk about what's to come, the issues that are involved, the different guests that we're going to have. We have another featured artist that's we're gonna give away artwork at the end of the show, like we always do. We have a big giveaway at the end of every season, so we'll explain rules on how to be involved and answer trivia and stuff like that throughout the season. So that again is this Tuesday, 9:00 Eastern on my channel. Me and John from John's Comics with Kids, and then we have basically after that 2 weeks later we'll actually start the actual reading and breaking down of. So I think this one starts with Marvel Team Up 100. So Spider-Man and Fantastic Four, and Karma's in there as first introduction to Karma. So that's going to be the first issue, but like I said, that's technically going to be 2 weeks from this Tuesday. So you have plenty of time to start reading. We're gonna have tons of guests on, and if any, we still have some openings. So if anyone's interested, reach out to me or John, and we'll give you guys what's available right now. We'd love to have more people on, but it's a great community. Whether you're an X-Men fan or not, whether you read the books or not. You can even just join in and have fun and tune in and listen to us. We literally go panel by panel and we break down, every page basically.
I want back-to-back episodes this time. Do you understand me?
Oh,
I want back-to-back episodes.
We'll definitely have you on. I don't think we have you on the list yet.
I'm like, Storm with a gun was not enough for me last
time. Not enough. That's right.
I want 2 issues.
You're gonna have to see which available, and I don't know how much Storm. I don't think we get much Storm in this time.
Give a damn New Mutants, baby. We'll do it for days. Ileana, right. Oh no, Inferno is our fault. Whatever I got.
Plenty of options.
For days, baby.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
And then. Yeah. Otherwise, I am going to be bringing back a show of mine called Comic Collector Origins. I was doing it for a long time up until about 1.5 years ago. I had kind of stepped away from it. I'm going to figure out scheduling and stuff like that. But that's another show that I interview community members to get to know them more about their collecting origins and how they got into the hobby, things like that. So keep an eye out for that. I'll make announcements probably within the next month or so. But otherwise, that's about it right now.
Yeah, hell yeah, ramp it up, dude. I'd love to watch that. I love watching people interview community members and this kind of stuff, whether it's one-on-one or multiple people. Getting to know community members is a blast. And I thank you for coming tonight. Noah, what do you got? The new kid on the block, what do you got coming up?
So I don't have any, normal, regular week to week shows like everyone else does. But, I try to push out video at least once a week. If I miss a week, it's definitely going to be the next week. I haven't gone past 2 weeks yet. So I've definitely tried to keep up with that. I'm very active on Instagram as well. I am actually going to be, I think it's technically like an interview video with Absolute Game of Nerds. That's happening in November. I think the 6th. So
Nice.
I think I'm going to be
very nice. And I think
yeah.
I think on October 26th you're going to be on Comics and Coffee with Cliff. It's going to be great.
All right, I'm there. I'm there.
There we go. There we go.
I'm there. Yeah, I mean, so that's pretty much it. I'm trying to. I don't think I'm hitting Granite State this weekend. I just had my car repaired today, so while it's going to be a little bit tight, but Batman Day is tomorrow, so I might be hitting on my local comic shop.
Ooh, yes, that's right.
Yep, I'll be at Rhode Island Con also in November as well. I think I'm just going for a day, but yeah, you know, I'm just around New England, you know, hitting up shows, and you know, I'll just be posting videos here and there, and yeah, you know.
Well, you do a wonderful job. So everyone, check him out. His link's in the chat too. Tessa, what crazy adventures are you going on? Because you're like everywhere.
Yeah, man, I'm on a lot of shows. So I do a little Swamp show every Thursday where me and my friend Sean are reading through every issue of Swamp Thing. We are starting to accept guests, including creators, which I'm in talks with, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
So if anyone wants to like read a random issue of Swamp Thing, hit me up. I have a really exciting video coming out early the week after next that I'm so excited for. I have it like all scripted out. It's like nothing I've done before, and it's like more of the content I want to make, which I'm really excited for. I post stuff on Instagram and TikTok and Threads, all that good stuff, and obviously YouTube. And 3 comic shops that we are working on a very cool website right now that I'm really excited for, and we will be sending out some like content creator packages and stuff like that to kind of help promote the like debut of actually selling like a vast amount of back issues. Like we're trying to make it like my comic shop but better kind of thing. So it's been a long time going, but I'm so excited. This is like kind of an announcement because it's not there yet, but almost like for the next like by the end of the year. So
I love it. I love it. I love it. I so look forward to it, and I will be right there supporting you, girl. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Oh no, you're so welcome. I'm gonna my video next week. I've somehow I'm a finalist in unboxing for the 1,000 to 5,000 tier. Somehow I made it there. So I've got a huge unboxing video. I've been saving all this stuff and more next week of some Silver Age stuff, some modern keys that I just started kind of. I'm not a spec buyer, but there's some new villains that came out that I wanted to get. But other than that, it's all about you guys. So everyone in the chat, thank you for hanging tonight. Go sub these guys up. I'd like to thank especially Richard Westfall, who is I made some people mods for my chat, and he just absolutely crushed it tonight. Yeah. Thank you for constantly dropping these people's links, letting people know where they can find them. Because everyone in the chat, I'm telling you, go watch some of the, I know it's hard to watch all this content, but even if you just put one of their videos in your queue or show up to Coffee with Comics with Cliff, or watch Tessa's Swamp Thing read through. Omni stuff with Justin, Noah's video drops on what he's picking up. I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. They're wonderful, wonderful, fun people. I'm so grateful I had the chance to meet all of you in person, even if it was just a quick hug and run by, or we hang out and tried some slots, and me and Noah won $60 and split that down the middle to go buy more comics.
Something's better than nothing.
Yeah, you're damn right. So guys, thank you so much for coming. This was so nice to have like a Terrificon reunion. I wish we were in person, but hopefully I'll get to hang out with you guys in person in the future again at some point.
Oh, for sure. More good times to come, for sure.
Once I get my kids a little more grown.
Hoarding your money for Heroes Con. Let's do this.
There you go.
I know.
Yes, that's the best.
Everyone says that's the one to go to. So
it is. Did you not see the 500 videos?
Oh, I saw. June? Yeah, I know. It's hard to watch those because I get jealous.
It was beyond jealousy. I was like heartbroken. I was like, I should be there, but I am too much of a loser to have made this work. Oh my god, like, it was awful. It was awful.
Lunch Money will be there. I know he's planning on going in 2025.
Yeah, show up, Mike.
All right, so
where is Heroes Con?
North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Yeah.
All right. If we need to book an Airbnb together, baby, let's do it.
There you go. Save some cash. Yeah.
Oh my god, it'd be so wild. But listen, thank you. Thank you again all so much for Mike already booked his ticket. Thank you guys again so much for coming on the show. I love you all. I'm gonna go hang out with you for a sec backstage. Everyone in the chat, you know I'm grateful for your love and support and appreciate you guys coming out. Stay tuned for next month, where the Big 5 Live will actually be substituted with a Halloween show. I've got some fun stuff planned, some giveaways, and actually I'll be reaching out probably I'm probably going to have like a few time slots. So if any of you guys want to come hang out in the Halloween show and show some spooky books.
I love Halloween. Let's go.
Yeah, it's my family's favorite holiday. I will be dressing up as a very relevant character for the show. So last year I actually got a tattoo tattooed on my hand while the live stream was going.
Oh, that's sick.
Wow.
So this is Ichabod, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, the Disney cartoon was like my family's favorite, and I have my girls watch it with me now, and this is the pumpkin from it. So while we did the live stream, I had my tattoo artist come over. And I forgot what a tattoo felt like, and trying to keep a live stream going with something else.
They're like, why is Brandon passed out over there?
Yeah, no, I handled it. Go watch the old Halloween. Anyone who's in the chat, go check out the old Halloween show last year. It's my best viewed live stream. It was a blast.
Nice.
Mike dressed up as Wolverine. Mike dressed up as Wolverine. It was freaking awesome. So, but anyways, guys in the chat,
right size for Wolverine, so it's great.
Screen accurate, comic book accurate.
He's got that comic book accurate.
Go watch that video after. You won't look him the same way again.
Oh, I've watched that video. And it's a compliment because I told you he looked better in person. I was thrown off. I was like, oh.
All right, chat. Thanks for hanging out. We're gonna go backstage. I hope you guys have a great, safe weekend. Until next time, keep reading those comics.
Later.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone.